All right, everybody, welcome back. It's G League day number 5. Today's action will decide how the whole shebang turns out. The whole tournament rests on these next couple of games. I'm LD, and I'm joined here today by EG's Fear. How you doing, Fear?
Pretty good.
And just a reminder to double check your in-game mic. Should hopefully be good to go this game, guys. Sorry about that. That was my fault for not double checking the chat, but should not happen
It
again.
was fine towards the end, right?
Yeah, it was good towards the end.
Alright, should be good then.
And well, the Chen ban, but now they added Enchantress as well. I agree. I almost agree with this, but I feel like there are more ways to deal with the Enchantress than the Chen.
Oh yeah, buying wards is a starter.
And it's weird because they 5-man's bottom. Like they had the opportunity to place wards and they just didn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Not much else to say about that, I suppose.
Yeah, they had no wards on the map while they were roaming like crazy, and they suffered for it. I would have loved to see just rune wards on both sides, if nothing else, because they were moving all over the place.
Of course, banning that Enchantress, it means there's a lot of other good heroes in the pool, and LGD, they get theirs. Lone Druid and Darkseer already picked up. And we're gonna see that 5-man group up and push at some point.
Wow.
I like this though. This is more ForLove. They get the Anti-Mage and they get the Shadow Demon to protect him.
I really don't like that because with these three heroes, they can push in the base so easily. If they see this, they're like, okay, if we want to just go for heroes that go super early game, they're gonna pick up what's left in the pool now here. Oh, there's no Bat Rider. Magnus is an option, but no point in doing so. But if they pick up some heroes that just go together and push into the base, they can't do anything with all the single target.
The only reason I say I like it, or the main reason, is this is how ForLove is winning games, is with that Nyx Assassin and then the split push from the Anti-Mage. But you're right, strategically, it is very vulnerable to a group up and push. And they're going to have a good laning stage. They're going to have to find a way to get the AM fat and also get that Nyx Assassin a quick level 6 so he can start setting up some ganks and slow down that push timing.
And then they're going to go for the Aura for the Bear with the Rubik. So that's another great hero to group up with. Darkseer, one of the best group up heroes, obviously, because Vacuum is incredibly good in 5v5. They have the Aura now to add on top of that, and they have the Bear.
He's always like biting his fingernails, like chewing on his zipper. This guy he's got so much nervous energy. It's funny to watch. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Maybe too much caffeine for him. Too much bubble tea before the game.
Maybe he's bored.
Or maybe he's bored, and that's why he's going nuts. Probably the more likely scenario. So they're going to ban out the TA for G. I think it might be G on the Darkseer, but it really depends. What is ForLove going to do for their mid hero? We don't really know yet. And how far do they go with the split push? If they go for the Prophet, then there's really nothing to fight. I mean, they've got to just fully commit to it then.
I'd be surprised to see a Coddle ban here, but if they do want to group up, that's one of the most annoying heroes to go against. I doubt they'll do it because they already have their two supporters. Two very single target oriented supporters. I mean, Impale and Shadow Poison are both AoE, but they're not really that good of an AoE, I should say. They don't kill creeps that well. You have to get in close to hit the Impale, which is really hard to get on multiple heroes, honestly, if the other team's paying attention.
So if LGD.int's going to group up and push, they need a few things. They need the Radiance on the Lone Druid most likely, or at least, some damage items, even if he goes for the Maelstrom build, which we have seen out of Pycat. Obviously, they want that mech, probably on the Darkseer. And then they need the levels. So if you're trying to slow that down, if you're trying to stall us ForLove, how do you look to do it? Like, where would you focus? What's the thing that you want to shut down the most on this LGD lineup? Do you try and shut down the Darkseer? Do you look to slow down the Lone Druid? Where's your energy going to be directed towards?
Since they already kind of threw the whole we're going to sit in our base and defend thing out the window, they need to look for playing aggressive and getting kills and disrupting them before they can get his 5. That's what they really need to focus on with this lineup. And that's also going to leave space for Anti-Mage to get farm on the side. So they need to find the kills for the game.
Do we maybe think about a Beastmaster for ForLove?
Yeah, Beastmaster would be a great pickup. There's a lot of heroes in that role. Is Nightstalker going to make it through? Because that would be a really good hero for them to pick up. Beastmaster is something they could think of.
It would give them the spam and the hawk, and that's sort of what I'm thinking is if you want to rune control, and if you go for the Inner Beastara, I don't know if you outpush a Darkseer if he's the hero that ends up going mid for LGDN, but you can at least break even, and they ban it. I really like that ban from LGDN, but like you said, there's other heroes in the pool. Nightstalker is an option, and I'm glad you bring it up as well, because ForLove have run that combo, the Nyx Assassin Night Stalker combo, and it was actually against LGD China, and it was a game where if they hadn't gotten a bunch of early kills, LGD China probably would have just 5-manned them and won that way, but they got enough kills to give AM space to farm, and then come mid-game, he was split pushing too fast. They could never breach the high ground in time.
Yeah, they have two options. If they want to, they either need to gank the crap out of them early game, because their heroes, they're just kind of group up heroes. They're pretty weak on individually. They can gank a druid pretty easily. Darkseer, if you have the silence on top of them, pretty easy to kill, and Rubik is always fairly easy to kill. So they need to go for the kills and make the game go into late game to keep disrupting these fights.
Well, they had their choice of the Night Stalker. They go for the Panda.
Panda's not bad, because he's one of those heroes that he can fight.
He's good against the lone druid. You can Cyclone the bear, and it will discourage the pushing. But when the ult's down, there's still nothing they can do.
Yeah, but when the ult's up, that's just one of those few heroes when you group up, like, he can deal with it, because he can do a lot. But looks like it can work. It can work.
So a little bit more of a defensive mid probably for them, but nonetheless one that can slow down the push, that can maybe set the tempo. Can he get that early Blink Dagger? Will the Nyx Assassin get a quick level 6? We actually have seen ForLove send anti-mage solo mid, but that was against a Night Stalker. I don't know if they would be able to do it this game, if they can get away with it. And
you can always get away with it if you want. You just need to pull some regen.
Yeah, how much do you want to spend to get it, I guess is the question.
Yeah.
And LGD, are they going to adjust? Are they going to offensive tri-lane? And if they do, who's the third hero with Leshrac? I guess it could be the Darkseer tri-lane you mentioned. We could see that.
It's most likely, in my eyes, that's what's going to happen. Because if you put Darkseer mid, you have a purpose for him being mid. And this game, he doesn't really have a purpose for being mid.
Right. He's not bad against Panda or whoever goes there.
Oh, it's okay. So this is another thing I was going to say is they could abandon completely the idea. They're just going to, instead of just ganking them to death, they're going to switch either Shadow Demon or Nyx off the support role. Or this may be an offlane Coddle, maybe?
I'm a little surprised Coddle made it through. I feel like maybe you should have banned the Coddle instead of the Windrunner here.
The reason they didn't ban it is because, these guys definitely have two supports. There's no way they're taking a Coddle.
Yeah, well, Nyx is going to get a lot more farm, I guess. Maybe it's the solo mid Nyx?
They may just still have Nyx and Shadow Demon on support. They still need an offlaner. This could be an offlane Coddle.
Could it? Offlane Coddle, and then what would they do with the rest of the lanes? Maybe a Panda mid and then a tri-lane with the AM, I guess?
Yeah, that's what I would imagine to happen. But another thing they could do is they could go aggressive as well with the Coddle, Nyx, Shadow Demon, and solo the Panda and the Anti-Mage. That's another option they have. They have quite a few options. Whenever you pick like 3 support heroes kind of in the same lineup, you have a lot of options on what you can do, and it becomes really difficult to guess.
Yeah, so they'll have the element of surprise perhaps in LGD, and will it matter? We'll have to see. LGD still looking for that tri-lane here to go with the Rubik and the Leshrac.
It feels like they didn't feel comfortable going all in aggressive and trying to gank them. They're trying to get the best of both worlds here.
But is it better to be a jack of all trades, master of none, or just to excel at one? We'll see.
Hopefully they're not getting too greedy here, like I said before the match.
Ancient Chinese proverb.
Yeah.
I need to work on my sayings for next time. Jeez. What LGD? I'm really curious what they're gonna do. Just still taking their time with this last pick.
I assume this is their solo mid here, last pick, unless they're doing Leshrac solo mid. Yeah, they're just
Night Stalker. There you go. So G solo mid is the Night Stalker, and then the Darkseer tri-lane that you mentioned, and Lone Druid probably. They like to go aggressive, so I guess soloing the safe lane.
Yeah. The Lone Druid's definitely going to be... I've never seen Pycat really go off lane with the Lone Druid, so I think they're doing aggressive tri-lane here with the Lone Druid easy lane and then G mid. And if they're smart, if ForLove's really smart, they would just go aggressive against this Lone Druid, I feel.
Yeah, because they can really zone him out of lane as well with the Keeper of the Light, Illuminate, and the Nyx Assassin just coming up and stunning him, being a total... even just being a nuisance in the lane. So let's introduce the players for ForLove. 8K, going to be going solo mid as that Brewmaster. You on the Keeper of the Light. We have Hansi on the Shadow Demon. 3 heroes headed top, so it looks like they are looking to get aggressive. Banana didn't have the most high-impact game last time around, but he's playing the Nyx Assassin. Can be a devastating mid-game disruptor of a hero, and he'll be heading top in that tri-lane 2-2. On the safe lane, Anti-Mage, looks like he was pulled 200 gold or so of regen with the Quelling Blade and Stout Shield, but no Poor Man Shield to start off. Is he expecting the Darkseer to be solo here?
They're expecting it to be solo versus solo, yeah. I don't know why he's expecting that, because LGD always does this.
Interesting.
But yeah, he's expecting a Darkseer down here, or some type of solo. Anyway, but I'll just start on the other guys. We got Misery, who seems to be the captain now, sitting on the captain seat at least, playing the Leshrac. Followed up by 1437, he'll be playing the Rubik down here on what appears to be a tri-lane. Brax will be accompanying them here in this tri-lane. In mid lane, we got G going for a pretty greedy bottle rush here. On the Night Stalker,
no
top
regen.
lane,
Really
yeah,
greedy.
Pycat is soloing up here, going against the aggressive tri-lane.
So AM versus the tri-lane, Lone Druid versus the tri-lane, mid lane, Panda versus Night Stalker. What do you make of these lanes?
I give this the Lone Druid tri-lane because he's doing what he needs to be doing. He's pulling the creeps around, which is going to make it hard for them to push, and he can farm them near his tier 2 or in the jungle. And he can just continuously do this while Antimate just has to sit there and watch his tower die. The great thing they have going for them right now on LGD.int is they have Leshrac. He's probably going to skill Edict it too, and if they keep pulling like this and creep skipping with the Darkseer, they're going to get this tower in no time. Whereas you can see Pyke, he actually lost the creeps he had on him, but he's going to keep dragging creeps, and if he's going to do it correctly, he's going to drag it to his tier 2 tower, and he's just going to keep farming there and getting levels.
Yeah, we'll see. Like you said, he messed it up a little bit, but the lane is still pushing.
Here's the creep skip on LGD.
And yeah, Brax just backdooring, just killing those creeps away from the tower. Now Misery can start, well, take some tower shots. Misery really not expecting the aggro on him there a little bit too much damage, but he'll be okay. He'll back off. And AM forced to blink away. And also has to be careful, because if he gets lifted into a stun, especially at level 2, with Surge and Ion Shell and Edict to chase him down, they could kill him. 2-2 is going to be okay, but he's already eaten through 2 tangos, and they're not really pushing top lane yet, but the bear's taking quite a bit of damage.
EP is coming. They're switching lanes up here.
They are, and then comes the Illuminate, channeled on a couple. Misery's low, 2-2, stunned, and then disrupted defensively. This will buy him time. First blood by ForLove. LGD.int were not prepared for that. 2-2's getting away. The Stout Shield is saving him. He used the salve, so he can't go back in. But the lane adjustment actually working. They get 2 kills in the end.
Yeah, they couldn't allow what was going bottom to keep happening. There was a huge advantage for LGD.int with this tri-lane versus tri-lane. Darkseer clears the wave so fast, and Leshrac would get Edict and just kill the tower super fast, while Pycat can redirect any creep aggro he wants with this bear. So I like the adjustments they made.
I also like the fact they made an adjustment, because last game they had bad lanes and they just didn't change them.
Yeah.
So something going their way. Now,
but the downside. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
The downside is they have a Nyx soloing a Lone Druid now. That's not favorable for them at all.
He may get some levels, but Pycat's going to free farm this.
Absolutely, and meanwhile, the Anti-Mage is still going to be pressured to farm here against the tri-lane. So as far as the carry battles go, LGD.int will win this exchange.
And then it comes down to mid lane, which is a dead heat so far. 8k, one more deny, but a dead heat, essentially.
Yeah, this lane is... I give this lane a little bit to Panda, because it's really difficult to deal with Panda. He has high armor, so does Night Stalker, but the clap is mainly... He can farm with it while harassing, where Night Stalker has to just choose one or the other.
Yeah, and early on, if he's voiding a creep, he's not voiding you, and maybe he's missing some last hits. Panda can do both, like you said. Bottom lane is starting to push, and they don't have the camp warded off, so we could see some pulling and stacking. The one nice thing about the defensive lane Keeper of the Light is if you're allowed to, you can stack up a lot of camps, maybe farm that early mech, or something to support the team. They haven't done it yet. They got to support the AM and lane for the moment, but here comes the smoke gank. Rubik and Leshrac on the move.
Yeah, they're gonna look for Panda here. Easiest kill on the map, I think.
Simultaneously, they're gonna look for Brax, but he's not blocked in. He'll get away. And mid lane, this could be trouble for AK. I think he knows, but is he? No, he doesn't. He's sticking around. He's sticking around. AK, you don't want to be there. There's one more void. There should be a stun. Can he juke it? Oh no, he can't. They've been so good about this. Whenever they see that Leshrac stun, they'll just run in a really weird direction. We saw it like 3 times on the first day against DK, but no juke there. It just bites the dust.
If he did it correctly, the Misery that is, it's impossible to juke when slowed like that. So
yeah. Well, it cost him there, and it was a good split earth. There really wasn't anywhere for him to go at that point.
yeah,
It does give AM a little more freedom to farm, but he's 6 CS band launcher. It's still very close, but in an even farm more, you got to be worried about that group up and push. I guess the good news is the mech's not going to be coming for a while because Brax is a bit underleveled, or not underleveled, but he's just not getting much farm out of this bottom lane.
yeah. That mid gank there was an investment for, the first night. It'll pay off once the first night comes around. The Night Stalker will have his, urn and whatever else he decides to go for. It's big items and levels.
So Nyx is level 4. He's not... I wonder if we'll see that level 6. He could maybe make an impact on this tri-lane as well. Sure, he's not getting much farm, but he's got the boots up. If you go back to base, make sure you have full mana. Maybe he can set up a gank. These supports... You mentioned how Nyx is just always, and we see it time and again, such a pain if you're an under-leveled squishy support. Even a carry can sometimes fall to this, and Leshrac and Rubik, no boots. We do have money for them on Misery. They're waiting mid. They really want to stop this Panda, but he's going to have he already has level 6, so they'll have to time the silence and the stuns perfectly. And now they've been spotted.
He doesn't even have silence, so that's going to be impossible.
Yeah, no silence. G-Dust doesn't like his silence. He always skips it. Do they need it, though? AK! No, they don't. And this was spotted too. You was painting them. They saw that and they just thought he could live through it, I guess.
It's like, I got ults, I'm good.
No, you're not.
No, he was not. In top lane, he's gonna get rooted here. He might actually dive this if he...
Yeah, oh. The bear no boots, or he might have dove that.
Yeah.
Now bottom lane. Nope, he's okay.
He could have dove it, but if someone TP'd, he would have been in a sticky situation, so he chose not to.
And he's out farming the AM, but it is closing. 2-2, his AM decision-making late game has been pretty solid this tour. Oh, that's a disruption after a surge, but Brax, with the level 2 surge, just enough to get him to safety. If that was level 1, he probably would have died there.
Yeah, he definitely would have. It gives you, what, a second and a half more?
Yeah. But this is the nice thing about the tri-lane Darkseer, and I think it's one of the reasons they really love it, is you can leave him alone and he's okay. Like, if this was some other tri-lane farmers, they just can't be left in the lane by themselves. But Darkseer can be, so they can still keep the pressure up. They can go for those early smoke ganks.
I think Pycat realized that something was up. Panda's been off the map for a while. Looking to gank top, but doesn't look like he's going to get it.
Banana's going to ult in. They're going to need to use everything to bring Pycat down. In comes AK. The jig is up. Do the supports have TPs? Nothing on Leshrac, nothing on Rubik. But doesn't matter. He's too tanky. That window of opportunity, as soon as Pycat hits 6, they probably need a third hero to bring him down.
It's pretty funny. Pycat skilled his ult at 7. Just because he knew the gank was coming, maybe? I don't know.
I mean, what if you're caught in that awkward situation where you're level 6, you don't
Mid
have your
lane,
ult?
we got Night Stalker diving there.
Keeper of the Light gets picked off. And
Easy
Chief's on the
full
hunt.
kill. Yeah, this is the build you go if you want to be a Night Stalker on steroids the first night.
He is going to be... he's basically swimming through the air, just moving so quickly, striding towards the bottom lane. If he finds anyone... There is the Shadow Demon disruption, so without that silence, you can disrupt and stall the fight and look to turn it around. But will he be able to fight afterwards? Disruption into a Soul Catcher, into an Impale. It does hit, but G's tanky. That Split Earth is gonna miss because the Telekinesis Lift was there. And maybe a miscommunication there from LGD. There will be in one more Impale. Misery is trying to run away. He gets surged to safety. Banana drives them back. But without that silence, Disruption can really slow the Night Stalker's aggression.
Yep. Without that silence, you can't really kill a Shadow Demon ever, so... I'm not really sure the point of getting this build in particular. A lot of people, they choose to go for 1 point in darkness, or most cases, they get a point in silence. But this is just like, well, I attack really fast at night, and I move really fast at night.
And I just hope that my opponents don't do anything to try and get away from me.
Yeah.
Or maybe, putting a lot of emphasis on the Rubik and the Shrek. You can't count on the Shrek stun, though, so it's like, it's got to be a lift first. Or he's going to be able to disrupt. So Banana bottom lane, it looks like he used his ult, but still trying to come in on Brax from behind. And meanwhile, Panda Illusion scouting out Pycat. Pycat really being left alone. He is going for probably the Maelstrom again. He's already got the Gloves of Haste. Could be a Midas, but Pycat seems to favor the Maelstrom.
Last time I saw him play, he went Maelstrom into Assault Cuirass. So I imagine that's just a Silver build now for this tournament. I guess. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I think it's more of a Pycat build, because Burning's been going Radiance. Most of the other Chinese farmers have been going pretty standard, but they like to group up and push, and I guess Assault Cuirass a little bit better if you want to do that than the Radiance.
Yeah, Radiance doesn't offer too much if you try taking a Rax, or Assault Cuirass does a lot. It allows your...
Wow, Banana, really nice body block there. Anti-Mage ult, just enough, but Tutu's gonna die. Not a good trade at all. And now with no Shadow Demon here, oh man, this is looking pretty bad. He's back at base. G's on the hunt. Where's the stuns? There's no mana on Banana. He doesn't have a wand. He's got Arcane Boots if he buys them now. Double for G. Where the hell was that Shadow Demon?
Yeah, you're not running from that Night Stalker. Don't even try juking.
Oh, they get the trade, but it's a Panda ult for Misery. Still, they get the kill. The question is, can they get more? In comes the Cyclone to set up that Boulder Toss. Here we go. Dispel it. No, too late. Doesn't get the stun. No mana. Oh, if he got that Boulder Toss, probably would have been a kill, but just not able to do it. And Tutu says, it's nighttime. I don't want to be the top. And then Pycat says hello. And then bottom lane, G goes back in. Oh man, Brax is gonna drop, but G, there's no answer for him with this Ion Shell. The Shadow Demon gets picked off, and then what is the plan B? There is no plan B, because Banana still doesn't have mana, and the Panda ult's down. This is a disaster. We're gonna lose yet another hero to this.
Yeah, he's going down for sure. This Night Stalker is having way too much control at the first night. I mean, they made an investment early, ganking this Panda, so Night Stalker can have a good start, like I was saying, and this is what they need to happen with that start. They gave Brax a hard start without being in the lane, but they're like, okay, we're just going to let our Night Stalker get a good early game, that way he can pay it back mid-game, and that's exactly what's happening.
And G, he's had that good early game, now he's got the silence, he's up to level 10, he found a couple of kills, it looked like without that silence, he might have trouble, but then we saw in those fights, Nyx Assassin, he just didn't have mana for a good minute and a half or so, and that really cost them. Also, what makes matters worse is Tutu, he TP'd top when that was going on, so he wasn't even farming because the lone druid, Pycat, was just bullying him out of the lane. He lost almost all his health instantly. Pycat probably has his Maelstrom, no, Mithril Hammer, but almost has the recipe. And the mech is the one thing they are lacking, but being on the dire side, maybe they just hold off the push and go for a Roche sometime soon. Nyx Assassin on the hunt, you need sentries in the lanes, they have them. And what can he really do?
If they start rolling down some towers, Brax will have that mech in no time.
And it's going to be easier to push as long as you have sentries. Nyx Assassin isn't going to be able to initiate. Panda can't really initiate easily because there's no blink up. And G's going to find him. With the Ion Shell, he may even be able to kill him off here. That's a lot of damage.
Well, there's a lot of heroes coming to him, there's no way.
Yeah, might even turn this one around. The Impale, he dodges the Impale. What a sick dodge. Now he's got a haste. He's trying to run away. There's no demonic perks to remove that haste. And he gets out. And he forces 4 heroes, actually 5 heroes, to come defend.
Yeah, they were smoked up for that. So they had something else in mind for that smoke, but they ended up using it defensively.
Which, it's 4v5. Pycat's just farming. They're not even fighting with the whole team right now.
Yeah, the Maelstroms. One thing I want to see happen pretty soon here from LGD is they should just group up and take some towers now. They're way ahead as far as big items go, but can they get this off without Demonic Purge? I don't know.
No Demonic Purge, and Pycat's tanky. The Mana Burn isn't going to do too much because he's out of mana now, but he does Wand. Anti-Mage will kill him a bit faster, but at the same time, Hansi might die. He will die. Pycat walks back in. Now wants to walk away. Is there mana? There's nothing on Banana. Decent body blocking. Pycat is just juking all over the place. Finally, he falls, but he buys time for the support to arrive. The cavalry is here. They get 2 kills as it looks like Panda was killed off. They dove him mid, I guess, and just Pycat taking forever. Even when you kill him, they're getting the trades because he's so tanky.
Yeah, he got a kill off, which is not what they're looking at. They could have got 2 kills, but 1437 got greedy and tried finding the anti-mage, like trying to TP or something. He could have easily picked up that Nyx and had another kill on the board, but he blinked in towards the anti-mage in the trees, and he didn't have mana to pull him, even if he did find him, so...
And still no Demonic Purge. They really need that. It does help you a lot against Night Stalker, whether it's trying to run or to pick him off. And even for the Lone Druid, makes it a little bit easier to lock onto him, get those extra auto attacks off. They have, and it's also Shadow Demon, who just doesn't. He's not really a great hero to deal with Lone Druid. It's not like they have a Luna where you get 2 really powerful illusions of your own. All the damage, all the big items are going to be on the bear. So if the anti-mage was big, it would help them a lot. But with the enemy team having Lone Druid, with anti-mage having nothing, the Shadow Demon just can't really do much except disrupt an ally and try and keep them alive.
Yeah, their only really good hero against Night Stalker right now is one thing I would have loved to see is I would have loved to see an early point in Mana Leak, and I would have loved to have them give a little more levels to the Shadow Demon. Those are the 2 heroes that they have that can really deal with a Night Stalker.
Yeah, like the Panda in paper, you think he can, but then he gets silenced and he can't do a thing. He gets lifted, he gets stunned, and he never gets to use his split. And without the Blink, he can't count on being the one who starts the fight, and they're going to take that Roach for free, unopposed.
Yeah. And the Mana Leak is really underrated against Night Stalker. Even if you get 1 point in it early, like, you just force him to sit there for 4 seconds.
Yeah,
and that's
or
a big
he
deal.
makes that choice. Either he loses all his mana, or he's going to sit there.
He can't continue to chase, or he just sits there. And Night Stalker on heroes, he needs mana to keep fighting, spam the high, invis from behind. This may be, ambush here. Oh, Sentry Place.
Wow, they
Demonic
must have
Purge,
seen...
not up.
No Demonic.
Those 2 heroes
They
can't
see
kill it.
him. They're playing stupid. Now the recall. No, they're going to start it off on G, but I don't think they can really kill him here. Yeah, they're not. They're just scaring him away. G, play nice.
Not having Demonic Purge is really hurting them. They would have killed him if they started up a blast with a Soul Catcher, Demonic Purge, and then the next TP came in. That would have been a dead Night Stalker, but they just don't.
And Banana was there.
Banana's going. I don't know if you can get this kill though, can he?
Oh, just one more auto attack. He just clips him. AK stuck on the cliff again with the lifts. So cheesy. It's working though. It's good play, but it's hurting them.
That's a really big pick off because Brax is really close to the mech, and that's just going to push him back even further.
Banana's almost got his Battle Fury, but the problem is, it's just a naked Battle Fury. Last game, Pycat had it at 14 minutes or so, and he had treads. This game, it's completely... He's unclothed. He doesn't have treads, he doesn't have any HP, and you see he is probably going... he maybe was thinking about Tranquil Boots, but I think we're just going to see that Vlad's coming out right away, and just go for split push. But is it too late? Is he going to be able to split push fast enough? Because LGD's group up is coming.
These next 2 fights are really going to determine, like, how this game's going to go. ForLove really needs to win one of these next few engagements here.
Wouldn't you love to have a Blink Dagger on your Panda in a game-changing fight? They don't. They do. Nyx, though. Maybe able to gank the bear. Bear's gonna get clapped. Starting on G. Didn't use just mana burns to start. Doesn't use the Vendetta auto attack, and maybe wanted to get that extra damage in, but now...
But he's still there. He's still Chakra. Huh.
Well, it is hard to push against Keeper of the Light, and I still think like they should have let the Windrunner through and banned the Keeper, but hey, here we are.
It quite simply, they just didn't think they would pick it.
Yeah,
So,
like you said, 3 supports, but supports who aren't necessarily getting the most levels, they still don't have Demonic Purge.
yeah, they tried playing LGD.int's game this game, honestly. Doing a similar thing that they would do. Have a very aggressive tri-lane and a farm around these, but they're diving here.
Oh, and AK is going to be silenced. No Panda ult, but they do have the Impale on the Night Stalker. Now he's Soul Catchered. Pycat's actually being driven back. Remember, he's got the E, just doesn't want to blow it. Banana's push, or not Banana, Tutu's pushing the whole time this is happening. And I think ForLove, just sit at the tower here. Don't get too aggressive. They maybe saw these 2 heroes retreating towards mid. It's daytime now, and they're going to choose to pressure them out of the lane. I don't know if they can really counter push, but they're at least going to try and put some pressure on this bottom lane.
Well, Misery did opt for a high level on Lightning, so that'll definitely help them out. If they really want to force the issue, I'm sure they could fight here. There's no mech up yet. Night Stalker, you see what he's doing, man. He's so close to BKB. He's like, screw this. Let's go back. Let me finish my BKB. Pycat TP top, so I think they can take this bot tower.
And they do have the Battle Fear and Anti-Mage. He's also maybe going to find Pycat. He gets entangled under the tower. 2-2. Oh, no. Oh, that was unfortunate, but also greedy from Tutu. You gotta know that Lone Druid is deceptively tanky.
If he didn't get rooted, though, I think he would have. It's still just, like you said, an Aegis kill, so.
Was it
Would have
really
been worth it.
He didn't even get it. Certainly not worth it now. Yikes. And he was having a decent time farming, and yes, Rubik TP'd in there, but he probably could have gotten away from the Rubik anyway, just farmed mid. It is going to give the Panda some farm. He'll get his Blink Dagger soon. And
yeah, he'll have it after mid creeps here.
something we haven't seen yet is that Rubik stealing Panda Split. One of the easier ultimates to steal if you can live through the initial engagement, and with good positioning, he should be able to.
They shouldn't fight until this Panda hits 11. A level 1 Panda ult's not going to cut it in this next team fight. They're going to need that level 2 Panda ultimate online. They do have the Demonic Purge now. Keeper has his ult as well, which is going to allow Anti-Mage to be in the fights if they do it properly, while split pushing.
The question is that worth a mech being up on Brax? Is that worth the BKB up on G? And even, I think, equally big levels for them, for the most part. Yeah, if you look at the supports, Rubik's level 8. Who else am I looking at here? Darkseer's a bit underleveled, but he's got enough. I mean, he's got enough to group up and push. Maybe not to go high ground yet. They're trading. They're trying to get mid. They're trying to push top. But I'm not sure if they're pushing fast enough. And like you said, LGD, they love to defend these towers. G's lurking around mid. They might look to TP here. Or smoke up. They're smoked mid.
Yeah, the one thing that's... I'm surprised Brax went for 4 in Ion Chill. Usually when you're having a rough game with Darkseer, you just leave that at 3 and then start working on the vacuum so you have a presence in... Well, anyways, they're going to fight here anyway.
They're going to have the high ground advantage, but they have the banana surprise. There's no vision for him. He's scouting everything out.
Oh.
And meanwhile, AK gets caught in position. He's got the blink. He will invis. Is there a sentry ward on anybody? I don't see one. Banana gets pulled back in into the BKB.
Sentries just came in. Sentries just came in. He dropped it.
Wow, in the middle of the fight, in the middle of 4 heroes. Is he going to get that ult off? He blinks away. Oh boy, but AK's running. He's hoofing it. 2-2 is pushing. Bottom lane, Keeper's being dove. All sorts of action all over the place. AK has that TP scroll, but can he escape from G's Night Stalker? This is going to be tough. He blinks to the low ground. Now he looks to TP. G, void it. Oh, he can't quite get it.
Man, there wouldn't be enough range there for the Void. It was really cute. 1437 stole Spike Carapace, and as soon as Panda saw him pop it, instead of getting 2 kills right and easy right there, he would have had to just blink out.
When it was all said and done, it felt like it could have been a lot worse for ForLove, but still not an ideal engagement.
Yeah, I'm glad Panda didn't use his ult there, because look how close he is to 11. They really need that for this next fight. If he uses it without getting 11 here, like they're too tanky. With the mech up and the BKB up, you know, it's not going to do anything. He needs some more damage on that ultimate, so I'm glad that, yeah, like you said, it wasn't too bad.
And
they still have that ultimate to defend these towers, and it's going to be level 2 now.
And also the Aegis is down. That bought time for the Aegis to expire. I don't know if we'll see Pycat in the fights. It seems like he's just going to split push for now, but if he shows up and that Aegis isn't there, you're much happier to use the Panda ult in that fight than to waste it and then not have it when the Aegis is down and, you know, maybe would have been able to kill him with the Panda ult, but without it, you're not able to. So, hey, it works out in some sense, but still, LGD, now the second nighttime begins, and this is... If ForLove can withstand this, if they can hold on to most of their outer tier 2s, I think they're in decent shape heading towards the late game. Maybe not great shape, but certainly better than where they were when the first night was underway. But can they do it? That's going to be the question.
Yeah, they just, like you said, they just need to hold these tier 2s for about 10 more minutes. If they can hold all their tier 2s without losing a Raxia, they're going to be in great shape.
Lone
and the
Druid,
Keeper Blast is perfect for that.
Lone Druid, a great group up and push carry. Still strong at split pushing, but Anti-Mage is he'd rather this turn into a split push game. Tutu is a player and Anti-Mage is a hero. That's just what they're more comfortable with.
Yeah, and Anti-Mage, like right now, they don't have the damage to kill this Lone Druid in the team fight, and that's going to be totally up to Tutu farming up his Manta style. You know, farming a Butterfly, farming up an Abyssal, whatever he wants to go, but he needs like 3 items to be able to do this. But there's a wraparound on bottom here.
Yeah, here comes that wraparound. G silences Keeper, focuses Hansi. Hansi will fall. AK comes in, has the ult, but you can't use it now. They need the team to be here. Anti-Mage is pushing mid. He's still not fighting. Pycat pushing that top lane out, not with his team. LGD.int, they are known for tending to go a little bit earlier with the 5-man, but it's still a 4 protect 1, just 4 heroes pressuring, then that Lone Druid farming the top lane, and, well, he is farming a lot. He's got the Hyperstone. Assault Cuirass is coming soon. Once that's complete and the second Roshan is done, that's where they're really going to go aggressive.
It's got a very DK-ish feel to it, this game.
Hey,
From
it worked
LGD.int.
versus LGD.int. They're gonna learn. They're gonna learn from that experience.
Yeah.
It does have an LGD.int flavor to it, though.
Yeah, it does. It's not a rip-off by any means. It's just the way they're just pressuring really hard with 4 heroes and letting Pycat farm. But there needs to become there has to come an end to it soon, and that's going to come with the Assault Cuirass. As soon as that Assault Cuirass is up, they're going.
Gee, he's got an armlet, but the BKB's on cooldown for 10 seconds. Can they bring him down? The Demonic Purge is ever so crucial there. They get the kill. There will be a trade bottom, Keeper the Light falls, but I think worth it to kill that Night Stalker off, and now they can look to push mid.
If they get this mid tower, it'll be worth it. If not, what's going to happen is they're just going to straight up push the Panda ult down in 140 seconds without being down.
She doesn't have buyback, or I expect he would be buying back here. Well, maybe they're not going to get it.
Yeah, they're not even going to get this.
But they are going to
They
go
might get
top lane.
Pycat.
Yeah, Pycat's getting caught. Banana with the backstab. But look how tanky he is. Once the mana burn is over, without that Manta style, he's just going to TP away. There's no mana void. He knows it was used earlier, and he gets away to safety.
Yeah, that was perfectly played by Pycat. He waited until he got enough wand charges. When his mana's burnt, popped it, TP'd instantly. And that's one of the good things about not having, you know, the Radiance, actually, because if he would have done that same maneuver against the Radiance, as the way it works out is, Spike Carapace.
It stuns the
even
hero.
It stuns your hero, even if your Raid Bear's doing the burn.
Which I don't really get that, but that's how it works.
Yeah.
Does it work that way in Dota 1? Do you know?
I haven't played Dota 1 with the new NA change, so
Yeah, he has been changed a lot, and the Spike Carapace very recently.
yeah.
Going from affecting one hero to, or one damage source to all incoming damage sources.
My Dota 1 knowledge is becoming outdated.
Old man
Like
fear,
that.
not keeping up with the new times. What can we
Yeah.
say? This is it. This is that timing though. Assault Cuirass is coming. Lone Druid Aegis is coming. We're gonna see that 5-man. In fact,
Technically, I am keeping up with the new times.
you're trying to keep up with these newfangled inventions of Nick's
Yeah.
Carapace.
Just I don't know how they work in Dota 1.
Have you seen the picture of you on your porch holding a beer saying it's one of my
I get
favorite.
linked that every time I stream. I get that linked. I'm sure that's going to be linked in the chat pretty soon here too.
You should just have that on your Celia when you wake up.
Yeah.
Just remind yourself who you are.
If they can get this tier 2 top for this tier 2 bottom, that's actually pretty good for them. At this point, they're looking for trades.
And
If they can get them, it's in their favor. But the problem is that tier 3 is the next on the list of objectives.
getting 2 towers, not a bad trade for ForLove. They'll definitely take that over nothing. But can they? With Keeper of the Light here, the creeps will die. But the problem with Lone Druid is that he doesn't really care if his creeps are dead, if they're dead, and they're not, because the mech is there. He'll just tank it with the hero and the bear, and once the backdoor protection is down, they can just start going to work. And now they go for high ground. The fight's coming. Winter.
Oh, double horse.
Here we go. Strong anti-push, but is it enough? Panda ult drop. They just got to live through this one. G-man's up, goes aggressive on Banana, but gets purged, so that BKB charge is wasted. And the Bear Cyclone. Pretty good Bear micro, but it's not enough to just slow them down. They do need to find some kills or trades. They force Lone Druid back. 2-2 defends. The push by his counter push, and now maybe they get the Night Stalker.
Wow, what a Cyclone. I don't know if they have the damage for this, though.
Oh, this is... But 2-2's here. There's no Lone Druid here. There's no Aegis here either. Doesn't matter. I'm not sure. G's got an armlet. He's still very scary. Even with the Manta style, it's 3 a.m., but is 3 a.m. late enough for ForLove to win this? Oh, sorry, the Night Stalker at the Aegis. I just assumed they give it to the Lone Druid, but Night Stalker has it. He's coming back.
Man.
G's gonna... Can he get away? Not sure. Banana's still chasing. He's got an Impale, but G's still running. 1437 finds a kill. Was that the Illuminate he stole it?
Yep.
Wow. That's scary.
It's the second time this NA has missed an Impale on G when he was just either coming back from Aegis or disrupted. He's missed it twice now, and that was a big kill to miss. Pycat's gonna meet up with him, and now they're gonna go for that tier 3.
You know, we were talking about DK, and I just assumed, hey, they're gonna give the Lone Druid to the they're gonna give the Aegis to the Lone Druid because that's what DK almost always does. But they gave it to the Night Stalker there. Pycat TPs. He does defend, but 2-2. He had the illusions in that last fight from Shadow Demon's Disruption, and he's gonna have his Manta style soon. So then they'll have an army of anti-mages in these fights.
Yeah, but he's gonna get chased down by G here. He needs to get this next blink off. Right, he should be safe now.
That's not gonna stop G from trying though. Tutu, don't do it, man. Don't. Oh, that was not enough. Haste wears out. Might be okay.
That was.
There was actually. Did you see the fight where Tutu was farming ancients while his team was fighting?
No.
I think someone said he was life-stealing, but he was just sitting there farming ancients at the Radiant Ancients. There was a huge team fight going on mid. We see it again, just farming right when the Night Stalker's hunting him. That takes some balls. Or greed, yeah. I'm not sure.
Well, he needs to be greedy at this point. If he just plays back and doesn't get his farm, they're just going to lose. Oh, wow, look at this positioning. I think the NA just spotted that. Yeah, he did. Look at them, they're just sitting there poaching, waiting for the AM. But
where's the gem for LGD.int? They really should have one by now.
This is going to be a bait? No, there's no way they can kill Misery, but they're going to die to this Night Stalker.
He's got a double damage, yeah, they definitely don't want to take that.
Yeah.
Even without it, I think it would be pretty tough.
I mean, they can kill Misery, but they're going to lose an A in that exchange.
And 5k gold lead for LGD.int, but that doesn't feel like enough. This isn't a game where they're going to win just by out-farming their opponents. They got to go at some point for that group up and push.
Well, I was thinking, yeah, for LGD, I'm sorry, that's what you said. But yeah, they need to start pushing this. Maybe they're waiting for Brax's pipe. It's getting close. Because against a Keeper of the Light, against a Tinker, if you want to push high ground, you need that pipe.
I'm recalling that 24-0 game where they didn't have the pipe. They're getting it much earlier this time around. And it should help them to push. Tutu's getting caught out bottom. It's a daytime silence. Doesn't last as long. Should be able to blink away here. In fact, Panda came in, but I'm not going to fight that. Just helping to protect Tutu. And now he's got his Manta style.
Yeah, look at the Keeper TP. Free TP scroll to farm. And a mech. Why not?
Mech.
That's some support.
That's some serious support. Do you want a shoe shine while you're at it?
Yeah, but this is looking good for them. They still got 2 tier 2s up. Nighttime is just out, so they've got a full day ahead of them. The Night Stalker's ultimate is not level 3, so if he would have got that 16 a little earlier, that would have been much more difficult for them to, you know, kind of just keep up the style of play without them pushing in. So now they have a good window to just farm up, and they got to take it.
And if he gets that next item, most likely I think the heart in this game, maybe the butterfly. Actually, you're up against a lot of physical damage with the Armlet Night Stalker and the Assault Cuirass Lone Druid.
I'm thinking he's going to go for BKB. That's my guess.
Interesting.
But they're going to go on G for now.
They might be able to kill him here. We'll have to see with that armlet toggling. Is it going to be enough? G's taking a lot of damage. Once they end... Oh, that's a big kill. Now they can really push the lanes in. And LGD.int, granted it's daytime, they do have a buyback on the... No, Night Stalker actually is a little bit short. Wow, that's a big kill.
Because one of the typical things to do with this build, there's a couple ways you can go about it. But when you're against a Darkseer, having a BKB is always nice. That way he can't push you around into the fights, and you can avoid the wall easily. Because if he makes the replicate a few, then you're killing your own team pretty fast.
Shocking. So. Yeah. Shockingly, Tutu actually used the TP scroll. I thought he'd just be recalled there.
Oh.
No, not a big deal.
Oh, he bought 2 more TPs. He's got money for days.
Yeah, that was one thing that came into play in the other game when it went later versus LGD China is Tutu TPing to farm lanes and then not having it when the enemy team was pushing or grouping up on the other side of the map. And this time they have the Keeper of the Light, so he can do that and get away with it a lot easier.
Yeah, going back to Anti-Mage's build, one of my favorite builds on Anti-Mage is going for that early BKB. It allows you to not get stunned by Last Drag. Ruba can't pick you. You can't get vacuumed. You can't get silenced. There's a lot of things they can't do to you with their lineup here. And you go into a Abyssal Blade as soon as you possibly can. And once you have that Abyssal Blade and BKB, you can assassinate any hero on their team fairly easily. Just blink on them, pop Manta, pop your BKB, pop the Abyssal, burn their mana, kill them instantly. You became an assassination hero. So if he wants to go for the team fight role, which he needs to do, because they're going to start grouping up, he needs to be able to fight in team fights. If he goes for the heart, they're just going to ignore him and just push buildings. If he goes for the butterfly, he'll still have good damage, but he's kind of killable, and if he gets an illusion made of him, it's going to hurt his team a lot, and it's going to hurt him.
And the BKB, we'll see if he goes for it. He did go for one the other day. That was actually an item, he went for it. I think at this point in the build, right after the Vlad's, the Manta, the Butterfly.
Keep picking pick. Oh, Bew, man. He keeps spotting. He saved his life twice now. Like, you think of NA, you're like, okay, that's a hero just runs around and kills him. But he's a walking observer lord for this anti-mage at this point. He saved his life twice now.
It's Banana, the savvy veteran. We saw him at Nirvana China, the International One. They didn't do too well there, but he's keeping the hope alive for ForLove. If they lose this game, there is a chance they could be eliminated from the tournament, depending on how the other match turns out. After winning their first game 2-0 against DK. So, an important game for them. I think if they win this match, they're guaranteed... I want to say they're guaranteed to advance, but it might be as third place, even if they go on to lose the series. So, at least getting one game in the series is quite important for them.
Yeah. Can't stress enough how much saving animations twice at this point of the game, how important that is. Like, it's just really weird. Who uses NA as an observer ward? Well, I guess ForLove does, and it's working out great.
And they even have the gem, and it's, you know, Darkseer, who could have surged someone after him, but I just didn't really feel comfortable going in there, I guess. And what do they do now? Do they wait for that third Roshan? It is coming up pretty soon, but AM's a lot bigger now than he was the first time around. 3,700 gold. If he wants the BKB, he's pretty much got it. Can sell that Quelling Blade.
Yeah, he's getting close to at least a part or a mid-tier item. A part to a big item or any mid-tier item that he wants right now.
It's kind of incredible the way they're using this Nyx. They're doing it again. Like, anytime he farms, Banana just parks himself in front of the AM.
Yeah, they don't care about kills. He's just like a walking observer ward. I've never seen something like this before.
This is some next level shit, man.
Yeah, it really is. Oh, there's the BKB. It's completed.
So he gets the BKB. Now he can fight. And they've got the Shadow Demon, so they can potentially have 5 AMs total, counting the illusions. It's a lot of damage for the supports. Even with the pipe and the mech, if they're not careful, and also a big Mana Void, when you've got a Leshrac as a support, a Darkseer, a lot of heroes sitting around that 800 mana pool, and the Rubik, who's almost up to 1,000, they can just basically be walking suicide bombs for their team.
Yeah, once he gets that Basher up, if he goes that, I hope he goes for the Basher build. He can even kill Pycat in every fight, honestly. If you just jump on Pycat and get a bash on him with your illusions, and then the Mana Void on top, he doesn't have the highest mana pool, so the ult doesn't do that much, but it does enough. Along with everything it'll be on, he can solo kill Pycat pretty soon here.
We haven't seen a Panda ult in a long time. This game started off so aggressively, but the pace has chilled.
Yeah, and like I said, like about 10 minutes ago, I said if they can hold these tier 2 towers for 10 minutes, they're going to be in a great shape, and they're in a great shape right now. They're in a better shape than what I was even thinking. I think they'd lose both these tier 2 towers that are still up, but those are still up. They only took one tier 2 tower in 10 minutes.
It's the Nyx Assassin and the Keeper of the Light. Those two supports, they allow you to do this kind of split push turtle. Keeper of the Light stops the pushes. Nyx Assassin, not only does he protect your carry, but obviously he forces the enemy team to play a little bit more carefully early on when the supports are squishier, and that's allowed them to get the trades, that's allowed them to control the game, and, you know, the draft, it looked questionable, but this is really what ForLove is most comfortable with, is 2-2, just split pushing, stalling, and turtling for late games. So hey, they're playing ForLove Dota right now, and LGD.int, it's not that they're necessarily losing, but they gotta find a way to get aggressive. They're just constantly on the back foot here.
And all I know, that's a dead Coddle, though, I think. Unless... no, too many... Oh, okay. He just blew the silence and ran out. I didn't see the Force Staff on there. And he has an ultimate orb too. Holy crap, this Coddle's getting big.
That's the other reason they like it. You get a lot of farm. Tower top. 2-2 wants it.
Oh!
Has Manta, has BKB, gets stunned. Can he BKB out of this? He blinks away. Oh, but G's here. BKB used 10-second charge. Is there an Ags to see him? There's not. He's going to look for a TP. No, he doesn't have a TP scroll. Oh, God, it's on cooldown. Tried to use it earlier. Now he's in a lot of trouble. He's being recalled.
TP.
He's being recalled.
Oh! Oh my God!
Just dodges the bullet there.
1437 made a huge mistake there. He should have just fade bolted instantly. He tried lifting him. He tried lifting him to stun him, but you know, fade bolt. I mean, telekinesis does no damage. It doesn't cancel it.
Yeah, and then he tried to get the auto tech in after that, but it was too late.
Yeah.
Yeah, could have fade bolted him instantly, and that would have been a huge kill. But now AM's right back mid, or he was mid. Now he's scouting things out with his illusions. And Roshan's back up. If that was right before Roshan respawned.
That's gonna be big, and he's just life leeching Ancients. They're smoked up. They even caught the AM in the smoke, and he pops an Invis. But there's action in mid.
Mid lane. That Ghost Scepter as well, just a great way to deal with Night Stalker. And now they're gonna catch out G. Soul Catcher, Purge. G is gonna drop, and ForLove are really pulling their way back into this game. And it's not the AM, it really is the supports just bailing him out time and again. The recalls, the Nyx scouting out the ganks. 2-2 is getting all the help in the world.
And this is the problem. Like, if you didn't push in early enough, like, what do you do in LGD's shoes now? Like, you have to team fight, but they're going to keep split pushing with this Vlad.
And even in the fights, they're going to spread out.
There's a fight now.
Brewmaster entangled up. 2-2. He's got the BKB and the Manta. Doesn't have the Mana Void. The Bear's low. Panda ult was forced, and they're going to retreat. They don't even kill off the Bear yet. 2-2's coming in. He actually BKB'd, but hasn't actually done really too much damage. The Night Stalker's already dead. So BKB on Anti-Mage and Panda ult, and they don't actually get anything off of those.
Night Stalker just rebought, actually.
Can they fight this? There's really not much right now. They're trying to finish off Roshan. It's low. Who's gonna steal it? 1437 wants it, but no. He just said cheese on the ground. Somebody grabbed him. 2-2's trying to get everything. Oh god, the cheese. I don't know who got it. The Aegis, Anti-Mage. He's doing a lot of damage. Isn't enough. The low druid is hitting really hard. He's got an MKB up on the Bear now, but Banana stuns too. With the Spike Carapace, the Ion Show getting them both stunned. AM coming back. It's time for round two. That root, but is it sufficient? No, now AM chasing. He wants to Mana Void Brax. It is up. There's your Mana Void. Big damage, and should be able to get this kill as well. He's got the Manta too. Blinks forward, drops the Manta. Should be able to. Should be.
He's not gonna get that.
Maybe not. Just not quite the perfect blink, but they get the Aegis. I didn't see who caught the cheese in the midst of all that. Did someone just kill it?
I don't know. I think the Bear probably must have killed it.
Yeah, either that or someone picked it up and used it immediately.
Because Pycat was stuck up in the trees there.
Did he get Keeper of the Light pushed up there?
He got pushed up there by the Keeper's blast.
This is clowny.
If you use that spell well, you can use it. It's very similar to Flame Break. It just actually has a bigger AoE than Flame Break, so getting people stuck with it isn't necessarily that hard, especially in the Roshan pit.
Bear was still able to auto-attack for most of that fight, but, you know, Pycat couldn't really reposition the Bear too much. It was restricted to, like, that area near the pit.
Yeah, it didn't make much of a difference, honestly, because he still was attacking the entire team fight on Heroes.
What does make a difference is 2-2 is now 3k net worth ahead of the Lone Druid, and if he wants the Abyssal, the Heart, or the Butterfly, whatever it is...
It's not going Heart. You don't go Heart when you get a BKB. You either choose Heart or BKB, but going between Butterfly and Abyssal, that's his choice entirely.
Well, either way, he can have either one quite soon, and he's going to be able to get away. Last time he opted for the Butterfly after the BKB, so we'll see what he goes for here.
I feel Abyssal's just so much better, because you can lock down a target and kill him instantly in the fight, and it can be anyone you want in these team fights. It can be the Lone Druid, it can be the Night Stalker, only if he doesn't pop his BKB before the Abyssal. And it can be Darkseer, that's probably the best bet for him. Just get that Darkseer down quickly, make sure there's no wall, make sure there's no mech, make sure there's no pipe.
And they need that to really fight effectively at this point. The pipe is used, they're going for it. 2-2's counter-pushing, they can recall him. I think they have to now. They've already breached high ground, the Bear's wailing away on the tower. And just with the MKB, it doesn't care about the blinding light, so it's quickly mauling through it. Tower will drop, AM still pushing mid, still not coming back to the fight. They're really waiting to bring him back. And now a Spike Carapace was actually stolen. It does stun the Keeper. And now the BKBs come out. They want to go to work here. Nice defensive disruption. They should be able to get Panda ult. BKB forced by 2-2. He's got to run away. He took too much damage in that fight. The Panda ult, but AM isn't fighting while that Panda ult is going. 14
get a Storm Panda out of there.
And he's got to get something out of there soon. What an Illuminate, just destroying everyone. But where's AM? He's still healing. He's salved up at the fountain. He's coming back in. Despite that, this Panda ult just lasts forever. The Illuminate spam driving them all back. He might die in Earth Panda form. Is he going to? Can he come back? He won't. He falls. AM is here, but he's here by himself. And he's already used the Mana Void. Wouldn't he love to use it now in Brax? Wow.
Misery from behind. Oh, Pew. Alright, stunned some anyways. They might be able to get another one out of this.
Wow, that looked like a really bad fight for ForLove, and it's still working out. I mean, AM wasn't even there for the entire Panda ult.
And he's gonna go for the Butterfly. Pycat's dead here, nothing he can do.
He's completely trapped. 4 heroes dead off of that.
That was their window of opportunity to really just I mean, even if you get a Rax against this lineup, it's not enough, but it definitely gives you in the right direction. Gives you some map space to deal with anti-mage. At least you know he's going to be there for a while, but now the mid push is going to come directly after.
And 2-2, he's pretty much got the butterfly, but it looks like he's saving for buyback right now. And speaking of buybacks, let's bring that up. 1437, Illuminate bringing him down. Blink's away, stole Blink, but he's going to die to the negative urn charge in spite of it. 2-2 jumps out. This BKB, he's been getting entangled. It's a little bit unlucky, but like every time he uses the BKB, he's instantly entangled and at least has to run. But now finding Panda, looking to bring down, not Panda, but the regular bear, the lone druid, blinking forward onto him. Pyket's tanky. No Panda ult for 20 seconds. Is it really up that soon? Wow, that Aghanims makes it last for so long that it's almost back up by the next fight. And they're now running. They got to get out of here. I don't think they can. They're going to lose 2, it looks like. Maybe. Hard to say.
2-2. Oh, if he got rooted, he's done for it.
He's silent.
Oh, he doesn't. He brought a butterfly to him mid-fight. Now he doesn't have rebuy.
Wow.
That's a big blunder.
And he bought the butterfly mid-fight against the lone druid with an MKB, so you know there's still a very high chance of you getting rooted, even if that butterfly's delivered. Jeez.
Yeah.
That might cost them. He's dead for 70 seconds. Can they even defend now?
Not that tower.
Yeah, that's.
And they're gonna probably just go up to the top racks directly after, because the bear, I don't know why they don't just do it now. Honestly, they can get top racks right now. Still, the bear is one of those heroes that doesn't care about backdoor protection when he has a Solid Curios and an MKB.
And the tower's dropping really fast.
Unless they're confident they can get both.
They may be able to 2-rax this.
Yeah, but they're gonna head on top right now. It looks like.
Yeah, well, I guess they're
confused.
Indecisive.
Yeah. They can just go in and take this right now. There's nothing they can do about it.
This is a big game for them if they win, and for ForLove, they had their fate in their hands, but losing this game, if they drop the series 0-2, that means that they're pretty much counting on the outcome of the other series to see if they advance or not. They had control of their destiny, but they're not claiming it yet. They give away a Rax. Now the mid lane and the bottom lane, it's just the tier 3s protecting them now. They do have anti-mage, so they can't, and Keeper of the Light. They could definitely deal with being down one lane of Rax, but they had an opportunity to just be really far ahead this game. In that last fight, anti-mage not having buyback, it puts them in a much more difficult position.
Yeah, right now, they're still in this game, but they can't make any more stupid mistakes like that last one. Like, if they make one more of those, game's over.
Look at the gold graph. Look at the roller coaster graph, or the gold graph, as I'm calling it. And the experience just tells the tale of this game. Back and forth, teams having advantages, not capitalizing on them, throwing them away in some cases.
And I really don't agree with this butterfly build. He's had that MKB up forever on this bear. For so long he's had it, and the rest of the heroes, no one else right-clicks them really on that lineup except for the Night Stalker.
Yeah, but the Night Stalker's going for more of just a tank build with the Sanj up, and he'll be going for Heaven's Halberd next. I'm with you. I don't know that this is the best choice. I guess it's a bit better just for raw push power, with that attack speed and the illusions hitting much harder, but that's
like you mentioned, he kept getting disabled and can't do anything. When you have a Basher, at least, you can hold someone still. Even if you get disabled, they're disabled. Doesn't really make a difference.
And maybe you bash the bear, which he would love to do.
Yeah, so right now, that's not so much the item choice that cost him that fight, it was the choice to get the item in mid-fight without having the rebuy available.
And even when it was delivered, I think it was like when the fight was almost over anyway, so...
Yeah, it was right when he died he got it.
Didn't really help him at that point.
Nope. He got rooted anyways and just died.
And now
a little bit of a lucky root, I suppose, but he has the MKB, so the butterfly doesn't really help you there.
He has MKB and Assault Cuirass. He's going to be getting some roots. Like, that just comes with the territory.
Absolutely. But if he doesn't make another one of those mistakes and starts finding these pickoffs, they need to kill the Lone Druid or the Darkseer. I'd love to see them go on this Darkseer first and just shut him down, kill him. But the problem is, he's pretty farmed now. He has bots and rebuy. So if they do that now, that's not going to help them too much. They need to find another target.
A big Monovoid really can turn these fights as well. In that last fight, he used it early, but then there were 3 heroes clustered up. I think he could have gotten an instant double kill with that Monovoid. It would have been Leshrac and Darkseer just melting, but didn't find it.
I feel they need to kill Pyket's hero first in these fights now. He has no way to get back to the fight, and on top of that, he's doing all the damage. He's the only Anti-Mage's only real threat right now. He has the MKB, destroys his butterfly. He has all the physical damage. He's holding the aura, the Assault Curios aura.
Jesus, look at that physical damage. Crystallis, Maelstrom, FKV, Assault Kuraz. That's one angry bear. Don't leave any food in the outside trash cans, because...
Yeah, but Pycat's hero is relatively easy to kill, though, still. He has just a cloak on it.
Yeah, you'd really like to see, I don't know, that Ghost Scepter, even a Talisman of Evasion, perhaps, but just all about stacking the bear for him.
Yeah, he's just using potions on his bear, too, when he's pushing.
Next level bear play.
He's gonna pot it up again, I bet. Yep, there it is.
Wow, are they really gonna fight this outside of the base? They're thinking about it. There's a
They can't
gem.
allow-
There's double gem, actually, on LGD right now. They really can't fight this. Or
Oh, there's
can
the
they?
Hex.
There's the Hex, there's the Blink, there's the Colette, they get the pick! And then everybody, and they get a gem too. That's a big fight for them. Can they find more? I think that's it, but still, a huge fight.
I actually didn't notice that, but Caudle, I mentioned a while ago, like, wow, he has an ultimate orb. We had to know that Hex is coming soon, but Caudle has a Hex! Holy crap. That is a huge item for a support.
There's probably no other tri-lane support that can farm that besides Coddle.
Yeah.
Just
So
isn't
you
gonna
just-
happen.
It's not even just tri-lane support, it's just, there's not a lot of players that can farm that. Like, most of the time you'll see people with Caudle, but how often do you see a Hex on him?
This is the second time we've seen it for them, so Yu is very good at getting that farm. And Banana is forced to go Scepter wall inside of Vendetta. Blink in from 8k, drops the
Gotta
ult.
get Pycat here.
Gotta focus him. He gets boulder tossed. He's being brought low, but can they bring him down? Now the Hex. Who needs Abyssal when you have Hex, I suppose? Or maybe they do. Boulder toss number 2. Anti-Mage says, screw it. I want this kill. He's gonna get it. Misery. No Ghost Scepter. Has the BKB, though. Should be able to get away. So, hey, the Hex standing in for the Abyssal Blade.
Yeah. It's pretty unlucky not unlucky, but Pycat was using the terrain to his advantage there.
Yeah.
But the Abyssal Blade's coming. He does have a Basher right now, and almost gold for it.
This is pretty much as fat as you can ever get on an anti-mage. Aegis taken by the Panda, and they're going to find a pick. 1437, not the best positioning. Does he have buyback? Banana rooted up, but then able to Ghost Scepter his way to safety. Tutu, vacuumed towards the fight, but he's just dishing out all the damage. It seems like nobody can deal with him anymore, and I think we might be seeing ForLove winning this game off of that fight. No buyback on Nightstalker.
Like I said, I didn't really feel like they were too pressured by losing that one Rax, but the only reason they lost that fight earlier is they just made a huge mistake. They're gonna lose some buildings here, I guess. Maybe some tier 4 punishment. I doubt any tier 4s will go down, but they're gonna get a Rax out of this. Top lane is exposed too, so this could easily be a double Rax.
Lone Shard actually doesn't have his... Oh, the Bear's healing up at base, so he's got it, but he doesn't have the respawn. And, Anti-Mage finding the solo kill and the Rax. They're gonna get 2 lanes. 2 lanes, and they still have Aegis. They've got the Abyssal complete. They've got another 1,000 gold on Tutu. Buyback coming soon. Can they even get 3 racks? They've got 30 seconds before that Nightstalker, so it will be a 5v4. The bear is going to be bashed and probably brought down. It is the bit of a glass cannon bear. BKB, focus the bear. Dead for 30. As mentioned, Misery now falling. Tutu overrunning them, but it's all about the chain hexes. Just the lockdown. Do they have 2? No, they only have 1, but it's just always up when they want it to be.
They have the Abyssal now too, though.
Yeah. And this might be it. This might be Megas. It should be. I think. There's no bear
Rax
for
doesn't
15.
have mana to vacuum them into the wall. He just placed the wall. It's just like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, Soul Ring was on cooldown. It seems like LGD.int just waited too
game,
long
yeah.
this game.
I agree with you completely. I was holding the slot for a while to see who would be the winner or not, see if they had any plan, to see what they were planning to do here on LGD.int. But I think they Pycat farmed for way too long. Yeah, he should have came to these fights earlier. He had his items up. But I guess they're gonna try fighting anyway.
Well, this is the end for Pycat. He's gonna fall, even with the Ghost Scepter. Doesn't really matter, and he'll drop to the Urn Shard. 2-2. Nobody can fight the anti-mage anymore. BKB up, the GGs fly out. ForLove forces game 3, and with that, I believe they guarantee at least a 3rd place in the group, if nothing else. Regardless of how this game 3 goes.
Always good to get the best placement as possible in your group when going through group stages.
And also in this format, the playoffs are single elimination, and it's what is it exactly? It's single elimination, and if you are second or third, you start in the round of 6, so you have an extra playoff game to go.
Okay.
The top 2 teams, they get seeded directly into the round of 4. They play the winners of the round of 6 matchup, so it's an important game, and to finish this group first place, it's something the teams really do care about, something they gotta really fight for. So we're headed to a game 3. Any closing thoughts on this one?
I just felt like LGD didn't choose their window of opportunity correctly, and that just allowed them to turtle up for way too long, and that was the death of them.
I gotta really credit the Keeper of the Light and the Nyx Assassin in this game. I felt they played exceptionally well. Getting that farm, getting the Hex up, you mentioned on the Keeper of the Light, the Nyx Banana, the mobile ward. It seems a little unorthodox, but it worked. It saved the anti-mage twice, and they needed him to be fat. Boy, oh boy, was he. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. Don't you dare leave those seats, because we have a Game 3 coming up. Then we have even more action later today. A Fistful of Tangos, which Fear is participating in, will continue. And Fear, I'm sure you're happy about the new format with the best out of 3.
Yeah, it's a lot more fair now. It's either way, it's still just I'm just playing it for fun. So either way, it's gonna be fun.
fun and some gold, hopefully as well.
Yeah.
So I'm LD. He's Fear. Of course, if you enjoy Fear's casting, Facebook, Twitter.com/FearDota. Stay tuned, guys. When we come back, Game 3. Highlights of this game. Maybe a little post-game analysis, and then looking forward to Game 3 of this series. That'll be coming up next. Stay tuned for that.